Hello, I am Jody Wolf. You're watching Expoz on January 10, 2016, 9:59 p.m. Birmingham. Topic: dreams and visions. What are the difference? And that's almost self-explanatory, but it's not. You can have a dream or a vision walking down the street, driving in a car. You don't have to be asleep. And Rob Skiba, for example, he's a writer and a producer. Plus, he has several books on the end times prophecies. He came up with an idea several years ago, about the same time L.A. Marzulli did when he was teaching or preaching and putting together the Watchers series of the Nephilim, that in Enoch's day he had written about them. So L.A. Marzulli is putting all this together. A lot of hard work. He has done a tremendous job. Well, Rob Skiba wanted to do the same thing, but take it a step further, because they were there in those days and after, talking about after the flood, they returned. And Skiba had an idea for a long time. He didn't know what it was. And he prayed about it often. But this one got my attention one day as he was talking about it. He was walking out of a building. I don't know. I think it was in Texas or in Oklahoma, but I believe Texas. And he was talking to someone perhaps about a documentary. And don't even know if he had a name yet. But as he was walking out of the building, he was praying while he was walking, and I do all the time. And it hit him. Rob Skiba had an instant download as he was walking. An instant download is a dream or a vision. An instant download you'll get from God, and when you get it, you don't forget it. You can't forget it. You don't even need to go and write it down because you won't forget it. That is a vision. And an instant download, he had immediately, right then, right there, 10 documentaries implanted in his brain, and the title were Seed, S-E-E-D. And so I know he has done one or two, maybe three or four, maybe all by now. I don't know. But that's the difference between dreams and visions, and then a vision that is an instant download. And for example, John was caught up in the spirit when he was carried around by angels from his time to our day. And John saw, you remember reading this, and John saw, and he laid out the book of Revelations. And instant download. And he went back and wrote it all down and didn't miss an I dotted or a T crossed. When you get that download, you got it. You don't forget it. And when you put it down, it's perfect the way God wanted it. And so dreams and visions. And he also said that your sons and daughters and the fathers would have dreams and visions. I have had a few, only two of them sticks really thick in my mind. My daughter has had numerous, and all of hers are kind of the same. She's seeing Asian people on our soil with black sleeves, red patches, don't know what they are, and sees them on the coast. Mine, one day, several years ago, I had a dream that I just flew out of my bed. I mean, this is crazy, like an out-of-body experience. But I was traveling along, and believe it or not, I don't even recall if someone was with me. It seemed like someone was, and I was to their left. But we were whispering through space at a tremendous speed. I mean, galaxies going by like pin lights. And then all of a sudden, we come to a slow, and then we stop. And we're overlooking a brightly lit, bluish color, giant city just sitting there at a distance. It looked to be maybe about as big as a baseball, but you could tell it was an enormous city. And I looked at it and just stared at it for a moment, and then I whisked right back to my bed. And the other, when I was a cop, my favorite beat was beat 2 or beat 3. When it was beat 2, I covered an area called Cherokee Bend. Cherokee Bend is in Mountain Brook, Alabama. It's a little bit south of Birmingham, Alabama. Leaving the department, going to my beat, I would drive down a certain road. When I would get this intersection, you could see right in front of you the beginning of Cherokee Bend. There was 3 hills. And I remember seeing in a dream one night the 3rd hill blowing up. And then I remember seeing the 2nd hill blowing up. And then the next hill, which had been the hill closer to me, I remember as it was beginning to blow up, to my right was standing like an 8-foot tall, very skinny, evil looking, what we call alien. And I've not had that dream since, but I had it, and I remember it vividly, just like the one whispering through outer space. But in any case, dreams and visions, we are promised that we're going to have them, and those who can, and if they're important enough, got to make sure that you do share it. And mine, I don't know of the importance. I don't know if that will ever happen to Cherokee Bend. It may, but things are beginning to happen worldwide, and especially when I do my next blog about some things the Pope said. Wow, this one's over the top. Jody Wolf Expoz.